You just heard Paradise by George Ezra right here on 1575 Eagle Radio. So, hey guys, right now I've got a very special guest in here in the studio with me. It is CFAS's very own CMC Master Chief Johnson. Hey, thank you for joining me this morning. How you doing, Master Chief?
Doing great. Thank you for asking.
So, how's your time here in Sasebo been?
Sasebo's been great. For those of you who don't know, this will be my almost going on my 8th year in Sasebo, broken over time. I took over the base on the 3rd of June from Master Chief Steve Bronder, but I've been doing a lot of Japan time since I've been in the Navy. I've been in the Navy for about 25 years, and obviously half of it's been in Japan, so I really love it here.
What are some things that you love about Japan, Master Chief?
Food, the people, just the culture is really awesome. You know, I joined the Navy 25 years ago and one of my goals was to travel. And it turns out that my family likes that too. So we used our time overseas, particularly in Japan, Bahrain, and Naples, Italy, to do a bunch of traveling and enjoy ourselves over here.
Very nice. So you said you spent 8 years now here in Japan. Where were you at right before this?
Before here, I was on the USS Wasp, and I did about 16 months on the Wasp. My previous tours in Japan were USS Essex right here in Sasebo, Japan as well. Then I went to base security for a little while. And then I liked Japan so much that I moved on to Yokosuka, Japan for a couple years. Then on to Atsugi, Japan. And then worked my way out to Bahrain for a few years to take a small Japan break. And now I'm back in Japan because we love it so much.
Geez, you've been all over. So you said the USS Wasp, so you are not new to CFAS at all.
No.
So what are some things that you kind of hope to change now that you are actually, the CMC of CFAS?
Well, the biggest thing I'm looking to do is try and bring the community together. And what I mean by that is just everybody helping each other. And some examples that I can give of that is, if you see something that's broken or that's not working that's going to affect the rest of the people in the community, it's really important that you take some action and say something about it. Some of the recent things I've seen in the ICE comments are things like the gym, the 24-hour gym door. If it's broken, and don't just walk away and just leave it broken. Do a Facebook post or do something that alerts other of the community members that, hey, it's not working. So don't drive all the way from Hario to come work out when the gym's not working at the time.
Of course. Are there any more ICE comments or concerns that are going on around base right now?
Yeah, there's a few things I'll talk about real quick. So some of the recent ICE comments that we've gotten were about the pool and why we can't have both pools open at the same time. And the basic gist of that is that, for one, the size of our community doesn't allow for us to have 2 or 3 pools open at one time. And then along the same lines of that, it costs money to hire people to run those pools. And for anybody who's been around CNIC for very long, they know that we get about 25 cents to the dollar to pay for things and to run the base. So it's not really a good situation for that.
Of course. Well, thanks for keeping the Navy or the Sasebo community very much up to date. But what about, let's talk about some things going on in Big Navy. Let's talk about like the new PMKEE going on.
Yeah, so for all my junior sailors out there, if you're not tracking this, I hope you are, because this is going to be a requirement that you have to have done before you can take the Navy-wide advancement exam, starting in September. So if you're not knocking that thing out right now, it'd be really important that you start looking at it. They even have an app that you can go on to do your PMKEE.
Of course, making things convenient. That's great. Kind of separating the professional military side from the rating side, so it kind of gives sailors a chance to break things down, be more prepared, and hopefully advance in the future.
Yeah, absolutely. Hey, and something I didn't mention when I first started this, this is my first morning show, so I'm really not sure how this thing is going to work out. The plan right now is really to talk about some ICE comments, talk about what's going on with Big Navy, and try and answer some questions and things that are going on about the community. So if you have anything that you're interested in hearing about or concerns that you have, you're free to email me at rudy.johnson@fe.navy.mil.
Absolutely. Thank you very much for that, Master Chief. Right now, we're just going to take a brief intermission, then we're right back here with Master Chief Johnson, all right? So here is You Shook Me All Night Long by AC/DC. Hey, what is going on, Sasebo? You just heard Grenade by Bruno Mars, and we are back with Master Chief Johnson. Now, let's talk about some things that are going on this week. We actually have a concert going on Thursday. What can you tell me about that, Master Chief?
Hey, everybody. We've got the AFN Sasebo family concert on the 18th of July. It starts at 17:30 and goes to 18:30. If you show up at 1700, you'll get to go in and play with the violins. If you've never seen a concert like this before, these are world-class musicians who are going to come in there and put on quite a show for us. They're doing one out in town in Sasebo earlier this week, I believe, as well. But this is 100% free for the Sasebo community. It's going to be held in the Community Education Center. You should come out and check that out. We really like to pack the house for these folks. I know my wife and I are going to go check it out.
It sounds like an absolute great opportunity, and it is completely free, so there's no reason not to come on by, bring the kids. Maybe they'll find out that they have a new passion, something good like that. So let's talk about some more things. So Master Chief, what are some things you want to see on base here? Like some changes, some things about people looking out for each other,
Yeah, so since I've been here, there's a couple of things that I've noticed, and really they center around good order and discipline. I've noticed young sailors leaving the barracks wearing their earrings, riding the blue bus with their earrings and things like that. What's most disappointing to me about this is that other people are seeing this. And instead of helping that young sailor out and saying, hey, shit, mate, you're not allowed to do that, they just allow it to happen. And so along the same lines with the community and talking about the community helping each other, I'm looking for sailors to start helping each other out, particularly at the lower ranks, because, they hang out with each other and they see the things that are going on with one another. So I really appreciate that.
Absolutely, Master Chief. Keep it down low so it doesn't become a big deal, and that's the best way to do things. So let's talk a little bit about the post-9/11 GI Bill and what that means.
Yeah, so for those of you who don't know, a little while ago, the military or the government allowed us to start transferring these benefits to our dependents. I took full advantage of that, and my daughter is almost graduating from college now. But over time, they started to reduce. There were some rules on when you could and couldn't. And recently, they said, hey, if you have 16 or more years in the Navy, you've got to transfer those benefits by the 12th of July. Well, NAVADMIN recently came out and extended that to January 12th of 2020. So for those of you who have 16 or more years of in the Navy, please, go, and you want to transfer those benefits, please go transfer those benefits to your spouse, to your family, your kids. It's a really, really good thing that they've done for us.
Absolutely, Master Chief. Very important, getting out there, helping support your family and all of that. Hey, guys, we're going to do one more intermission. Then we'll be right back with Master Chief Johnson here on 1575 Eagle Radio. Hey, Sasebo, welcome back. You just heard Depeche Mode, or Personal Jesus by Depeche Mode. So we are still here with Master Chief Johnson, of course, and right now we're going to talk about another ICE comment.
Hey, everybody. Hey, the next ICE comment that I wanted to talk about real quick is somebody... they didn't leave a name, but they asked about doing business with SoftBank over the phone. And so here's what I got for you. Due to PII issues, the assistance over the phone is limited. But if you have small things that you want to talk to them about, like that are minimal, you can call them up and they can take care of it for you. But what's even better is that when you sign up for SoftBank, they hand you out a 3x5 card with the service contract number that you get when you sign up for it. And all you got to do is dial 157 on your cell and be connected to customer service. And if you press 8, you'll get English, and they'll typically take care of some higher level things that you can't take care of there actually at the SoftBank Center. I know it's kind of a pain in the butt, but with PII and stuff is an issue. And also in the past, have been people who tried to call and cancel somebody else's service, and that's not cool. It didn't work out very well.
Mm-hmm. Of course, that is incredibly important, especially being here overseas with the whole exchange of money and all that. So thank you for that, Master Chief. So I heard that right now is actually a very high PCS season. There's tons of families coming in, going out. So what's a little advice you can give to some of the new families here coming into CFAS?
Hey, it's really important that you make a checklist and plan early and often. Make sure you get over to the housing office early. Schedule your pre-move your pre-move housing inspection. Get over to personal property. It's important that as soon as you get your orders that you head over to personal property and make sure that you're making arrangements to get your household goods shipped. If you do this early, it's definitely going to save you a lot of headaches in the long run.
Of course, and actually, it's even the rainy season right now. I've heard talk about typhoons possibly coming around and things like that. So it's really important for people to get those typhoon sets prepared for their homes. Just in case anything does happen. So we just want to be safe for that. So Master Chief, school is actually going to be starting up here in about a month. So what can you say about that?
Hey, as you know, school's starting up. So if you haven't got your kids registered already, get them registered. NEX has got the all the supplies needed for the school, and I know that we provided the NEX manager with the school supply list, so they have plenty of stuff for you to pick up, so your kids can get the right things they need for school.
Of course, very important, keeping education number one, especially over here, overseas, even though, we're not in America. So we've got some really important coming up. Actually, the Master Chief Petty Officer results are supposed to be coming out here soon, right, Master Chief?
Yeah, it's the Chief Petty Officer results that are coming out next month, and I'm pretty sure that many of you have seen this over the years if you've been anywhere near a Navy installation, and it's a big deal for a person in their career, and you'll see a ton of chiefs running around the base, showing their pride, and doing things, learning how to be the backbone of the Navy, the Chief Petty Officer.
Of course, that is wonderful, and I wish good luck to everyone out there who is actually doing that transition. All right, so we are about at the top of the hour here, Master Chief. I want to thank you so much for coming out. This is actually going to be a weekly segment, everybody. CMC Morning Chat. He's going to be here on Morning Reveille every Monday from 7:30 to 8. So thank you so much for coming out here, Master Chief.
Yeah, thank you so much. I appreciate it. And like I said in the beginning, if there's things that you're interested in hearing about, please let me know. I'm also going to bring some special guests in, maybe bring some young sailors in as well. So if you're interested in doing that, please let me know.
Absolutely. Thank you, Master Chief. So that has been CFAS's very own Command Master Chief, Master Chief Johnson. Right now, taking us to the top of the hour, here is 7 Days by Craig David.